Hi, everyone. Damn, that was a close one.
Hi.
Ooh, good thing I'm on Slur
Got
Watch.
it in. How funny would it be if we had a fake / not so fake like slur counter in the corner of the stream at all times, and it would just randomly go up as we're going along?
You know what we do have? Actually, I was gonna hit the button for it, but it won't work. It's on the other. So, folks, if you've been watching these episodes, I've had to completely rebuild the PokeWill OBS scene collection because apparently the old one was the reason we kept dropping frames and everything. So I had to rebuild it, and I've realized I haven't put on this one, but I still have that Whooper watch cut out to pop up on stream. And
you know, that was probably fucking it up in the last one, because wasn't that a giant
honestly
MP4 with transparency?
That might have been it, but
that's what it was.
It was hidden, but maybe it was playing in the background.
It could be, or it's just always in cache or something.
Yeah, Johnny. So we should be much better now, hopefully, and not crashing constantly. So I'm gonna cut over to my
anytime.
Oh, God,
go ahead.
Fucking, I gotta do it. There we go.
Piece of shit, you dumb.
You dumb piece of shit.
Let's do a team review real quick. Let's take a look at your team.
No.
See what we're doing. What's going on?
No.
Okay, walk me through your team.
We've got Quacklin. I traded for him. I traded a Bunnelby for a Quacklin.
Farfetched.
He's a Farfetched. Not a Farfalle. He's
nice.
Jolly. What the fuck?
He does look jolly.
We got Dale. He's a Froakie. Dale tried to evolve and I stopped him because I wanted to do it on stream. So Dale's ready to go. Ready to pop. We got Police State. Wonderful little Pokemon.
Oh, it's a taser joke. I get it.
Is it? I honestly didn't know what it was. Drake. Panseer.
Oh.
Pansage.
Okay. Gotcha.
We've got Beedrill, Battlefield 6. Great game. Pretty excited for it. We've got Hot Sauce. Who's a Charmander. I actually need to swap Hot Sauce.
I'm glad Drake was here when we showed his Pokemon. Hi, Drake.
That's pretty far. Farfetch'd. That's a funny joke, Drake. King of comedy.
Do you think we never talked about this before, but do you think Drake the Subpixel fan is actually Drake?
From
dumb question.
I was trying to remember the name of the show.
If it is actually
Degrassi?
Drake,
Degrasse? What's the name of the show?
Degrassi. Yeah. Real Drake is worse than Subpixel Drake. Real Drake is dumb. Don't like his music. Don't like his personality. Don't like his city.
He's the one who's just like suing that other guy for no reason.
Well, he's not suing him. He's suing him because he called him a pedophile on the Billboard charts and at the Super Bowl, basically.
Well, is he a pedophile? Wouldn't he have to prove he's not a pedophile? That's like the Trump Epstein stuff.
Actually, I don't know how that works. I think Kendrick Lamar in court would have to prove that it's not libel.
Sorry, Lieutenant Commander Drake has reminded me that Drake Bell, another Drake, is also a pedophile.
Yes, another Drake has hit the stream. Yeah. Is Drake Bell a pedophile? I thought he wasn't. He was just a child star. I'm gonna go to incognito mode for this question, if you don't mind.
I don't know if he's a pedophile or like sexual assault or something. I thought it was just an I shouldn't say just an underage kid, but I think it was pedophilia.
Fucking ass. Okay, we're gonna feel real bad. It was, but he was the victim. Okay? He was the victim. Apologies to Drake Bell. Yes, he revealed a year or two ago that he was like, I was abused when I was a child actor.
Yeah, but I think he also abused people. I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong on this.
You cannot say that. Continue to say that in the middle of the apology when we didn't victim blame. We victim swapped.
No.
We said, oh, you think you're a victim? Actually, you're the perpetrator. That's fucked up.
Pretty sure.
I apologize to everybody. I'll
sure
have
we're
a conversation
still
with Will
right.
off stream about that. I like how we're talking about like good people and worse people, and yet I'm wearing a Gaddafi shirt. Just,
Who was a good... I still don't think I know who that is, to be completely honest with you.
it's like somebody else I used to know. I went to college in Lebanon, and they just could not. They kept continuously confusing Lebanon with Libya. So they'd be like, "How's Libya?" I'd be like, "Lebanon." They'd be like, "Oh, sorry." Like they
Better
just
than
had
them
those
thinking
two
you were a
completely mixed
lesbian.
up. If you had the chance to be a lesbian, would you be a lesbian?
If I had the chance, sure, I guess.
No, I don't think I like. I'm gonna go on a slight tangent here. Okay.
Okay.
You ever have those things where you're like, I'm into this hobby or this scene, or I like this thing, but I don't like the culture around it?
Yeah.
I don't think I like lesbian culture, so I don't want to be a lesbian because I think that would associate with me with lesbian culture. You know, nothing wrong with it. It's just not for me. You know.
Okay. It'd be more of a
I'd
guilty
qualify
pleasure
that.
thing, and you wouldn't tell people.
So why can't they be straight? I knew this guy in college, and he was a cool guy. He was okay, but one time he said to me, he was like, "There's no such thing as a lesbian. They just need a man to kiss them." And I was like, "No,
Jesus.
that's not right, buddy. No, that's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
Not how it works." Oh, Drake looked it up. So Drake is stating that Drake Bell, not Drake from the chat, pled guilty to sexual child endangerment charges. It was the classic of, I quote, "I thought she was 18," unquote. So does that count as pedophilia?
I mean, I think technically,
I like
or is
child
that-
endangerment.
Actually, I think that's statutory.
Yeah, it's like, no, what does that count as statutory? This is getting very deep. I do like the term child endangerment in there because it's like you were not intending to harm a child, but you didn't do due diligence to understand it was a child when you engaged in adult activities with them. So it's not really, you were not intending or acting as a pedophile. It's just you didn't
Let me
cross
just
your
say,
T's and dot your
it
I's
doesn't sound
before.
like a classic case of pedophilia. It's just, when you
Yeah.
think of
When we think of the classics.
yeah, the classic. You're thinking of the guy swimming in the pool
fuck?
underneath all the kids. That's what we're
Fuck
thinking.
is this? What is this fucking Pokemon stream?
I
We're
know.
off the rails here.
This video.
Change the topic.
This video's not getting any views, but the first episode of PokeWill Season 3 has like 48 views, which is surprisingly high for our stream archive.
Pokemon freaks are fucked. Change the topic. Tell me about Dave's Hot Chicken. It looked like you guys went yesterday. Is that right?
Yeah, we went yesterday. We were
How was
going out.
Dave?
Oh, actually, I have another story attached to this. We were going out to. My brother-in-law and his wife invited us to this park where the guy was doing a one-man Shakespeare show. So we were going out to that.
Oh.
And
I want to hear about that.
yeah, you will.
Yeah.
So we went out for that, and we stopped at a Dave's Hot Chicken because we'd never been to one, and Karen's like, "Oh, let's go to one." So we get in there. First of all,
It was all over the Discord as well. It was the hot topic in the community Discord yesterday.
Karen walked up to me after the show and goes, "Man, people popped off on Dave's Hot Chicken," and she's like, "I didn't mean to."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh," which is wild. But so we stopped there. It must have been a relatively new location because it was like super clean in there, really nice.
But you didn't start it, right? Wasn't it started by
No, Karen started.
Kyle? It's not to assign blame.
No, Karen posted the picture and said we went to Dave's Hot Chicken.
No. See, you're wrong. No. Oh, it was the drink picture.
Oh, here
Sorry,
we go.
I was thinking of the food picture. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Go ahead.
So
What do you think he's going to evolve into?
I have no idea. Bigger frog?
For some reason, I don't think it's a frog.
Maybe a froaky goat? Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's like a biped. Like a bipedal.
Whoa!
Yeah. In my head, I was picturing Greninja.
He's more like a poison dart frog now.
Now I have to look it up. What is Frogadier? Is Greninja a fucking? Is Greninja the final?
I don't think so. I think Greninja is a different thing. Unless I'm crazy.
It is. It's the evolution of Froakie.
Oh, I had no
Never knew
idea.
that.
I honestly had no idea.
I had no idea.
So anyways,
sorry.
The guy was like,
Sorry.
"Oh, is it your first time here?" We're like, "Yeah," and he's like explains the whole menu to us, and like takes us through it. And not
Good question. Did you actually need an explanation, or
No,
was it
no,
or was
but-
it annoying to be like, I know how to read a fucking menu?
No, it was nice in the way he was like, "Hey, just choose one of these and give me a spice level. Like that's all you have to worry about." It was nice because the board seemed more complicated than that, and he was more of explaining like, "Don't worry." So I got hot. Karen got mild. She got I think she got the slider. There's a slider and a tender. They're basically the exact same thing, except one is on a sandwich and one is on a piece of bread. And at the end of the day, I think I would just get 2 tenders because the extra bread wasn't worth it.
But what do you mean by sandwich? It was just bread, or was it like with a lot of fixings on it?
It's not a lot of fixings. It was like a little bit of coleslaw and some pickles. But then the tender itself just came with pickles and a slice of bread. So it was
Off
like,
to the side.
and it's the same tender just sticking out of a bun. So it's like, what was kind of like, I wouldn't. It was $1 more to get that. I wouldn't particularly do that. But the chicken was really juicy and fantastic, and the spice level was awesome. I was really impressed by it.
What do you mean by awesome? I need more details.
Just like
what do you mean by that?
I like spicy food, so it was nice. It was the chicken was well spiced, and it left a nice hot, like lingering spicy taste in your mouth.
Okay, that was the hot.
Yeah, and I got the hot. Karen got the mild. She said she would get the medium because the mild had barely any spice to it.
So I would probably get the mild because I'm okay with just a hint of spice.
Yeah, she only went mild because there were 2 levels underneath mild. So we thought, oh, maybe it's still spicy. So she said she would have gotten medium.
Gotcha.
Fries were okay. They're just like battered crinkle cut fries. Their sauce was pretty similar to Raisin Cane sauce. It tastes a little more mayonnaise-y to me.
Those are all just variations of burger sauce, basically, right? Cane's.
Yeah. But I thought the chicken was superb. I thought it was extremely well cooked and juicy, and those 2 tenders filled me up. And again, I don't like the problem with comparing all these fast food chains is you could go to a really shitty one, and this one seemed brand new, and people were happy to be there working.
Good.
So
that's good.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
That's good. Yeah, I'm probably gonna try mine because I realized they just opened one within the last month, and they also opened a Cane's near us. So I'll probably go because I still have cash, and as we talked about, cash is free money. So I've got cash sitting around.
It's free real estate.
That's just free real estate. It's just hard for me to get excited for Dave's Hot Chicken because number 1, it's like, oh, it's great spicy chicken. I'm like, I don't like spicy chicken. And number 2 is all the pictures of Dave's Hot Chicken. They don't look bad, but they don't look amazing. Everybody's like, this is amazing. You look at it, it's just like a chicken tender and like we were talking in the Discord, chicken tender and white bread and like fries. Yeah. So it's hard for me to get excited about it, but I'm excited to try it. I've been leaning more towards chicken just because I don't really like it. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's more of like every time I get fast food, since I don't eat it that often, I'm just amazed when it tastes pretty good. Like I'm used to fast food not being good, and so I was just like,
and the fast food staples are not good.
Exactly.
Like
and I'm like, oh, this is competently made chicken. Like it was. I would say the chicken itself was as good as if you made it at home.
Yes.
Or went to like a place that makes
like,
chicken.
If I can talk about culinary theory for a little bit, just bend over, spread my cheeks, and speak from the ass. It's almost like. You ever heard about like third wave coffee and that whole idea of like coffee generations? So the basic idea is first generation coffee was in the 50s. Americans coming back from World War II, they got used to drinking instant coffee from their rations and everything in the field. Mm-hmm. So in the 50s and 60s, it was all about instant coffee at home, and people were fine with that. And then in the 70s and 80s, it became all about ground coffee. So you would make your own drip coffee at home, but it was like Folgers, right? So it's like pre-ground coffee. That's second wave coffee. Third wave coffee is what we're in now, which is all about people getting more artisanal and, you know, trying to make their own pour overs, V60s, cold brew at home, etc. And third wave coffee shops are like, we're going to give you like a real espresso and a real latte, that type of thing. So that's third wave coffee. It almost feels like with fast food, we're in a third wave as well, where like the first wave was just like McDonald's, like flat out invention of fast food. And it was like, holy shit, we can have food that's fast, right? And then second wave was like 80s through the 2000s, which was like, it doesn't just have to be burgers, right? Like we can do fast pizza with Little Caesars. We can do fast Mexican food with Taco Bell.
Right.
So it was like, it was still fast, but it was more than just burgers and fries. And now it feels like we're getting into a third wave of fast food, which is like, hey, what if the food was actually good?
Yeah.
Like Shake Shack, you know, Raising Cane's, Dave's Hot Chicken, even something like Chipotle, where it's like, we're still going to do it fast, but it's going to be good. And maybe even custom in a way.
I think my issue, there's two things I want to say, which the one thing I'll say briefly is Shake Shack is my go-to example when I want to say like, hey, things can just be good in different places. Like my Dave's Hot Chicken may be really good. The one you tried tomorrow could be awful. Because I've eaten at the original Shake Shack, not that it matters, in New York City. It wasn't when it was the only one, but I've eaten there twice. The first time I ate there was fantastic. The second time I ate there with Karen, all of our fries were still frozen and the burgers were like terrible. And it's like,
that's fucked.
If that was the only time I ever went to Shake Shack, I would never go back there, and I would take every opportunity to be like, this place sucks. So it's such a luck of the draw with stuff that's been over industrialized like that. And to my second point, like, I'm not gonna say McDonald's used to be good or something like that, but so many of those fast food companies have focused on getting food out fast that hardly any of it is really food anymore. It's just like, oh, we made the substance, oh, we made this, where it's like, how much, like when you were making actual fries and burgers in the 70s and 80s and the 60s, it couldn't have been that much slower for you to be putting this food out. You're just like min-maxing to get this food out as fast as possible, but it sucks. So what's the point other than, I guess, shareholder value?
Well, I think it's because a lot of Americans, especially now that they've been coached to it, they have terrible palates and they have low expectations for their food. So they'll fucking eat that shit up.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's same with like, I always say about Domino's, and I know you've heard this. It's like, when I'm in the mood for Domino's, I get Domino's. When I'm in the mood for pizza, I have plenty of options for good
an actual pizza place.
And I think that's how I treat fast food as well. It's like sometimes I'm like, I just want some Taco Bell or something. But when I'm hungry, I never automatically think to go get fast food. And I think, and not to blame people who do that, because some people are in a tough situation and fast food's the only thing you can get, which is, it sucks. The cucks who are poor and they shouldn't be poor. I'm kidding.
I don't buy that argument though. That argument doesn't really fly anymore because fast food is
and nowadays it is
now.
extremely expensive now.
And there's so many great value grocers like Aldi, Lidl,
for
Walmart.
A haircut? Okay.
Do you think are those dollars?
I mean, 3,000 monies.
Currency? I gotta look this up.
I just call any currency in any game dollars because America is the best.
It's called Pokemon dollars or Poke dollars.
Ugh. That's the worst. Very short. I want very short hair. I'm a lesbian. Something lighter.
Yeah. So I'll try Dave's Hot Chicken. I've had Cane's twice now. Cane's is good, but they don't have like the trifecta in terms of I want every piece of the meal to be amazing. And with Cane's, it's like chicken's good, sauce is good, but the fries are like fries. Coleslaw is just like straight middle of the road coleslaw. Texas toast is okay. So it's like, if you're trying to be one of those higher tier, I don't want to say artisanal, but higher tier third wave fast food places where you're like, it's fast, but it's really good. You got to actually be really good, you know?
Yeah. I think the other problem is I like French fries and I'll eat French fries, but I'm not a like French fries guy, like meal French fries for me are always a side. They're not a main course. Like, I'm not excited for the French whereas a lot of people are.
I think you're just not. It depends. Like I still go to McDonald's occasionally, and it's literally only for two things. Number one, the fries. Number two, their Sprite, because their Sprite has more syrup.
I wouldn't.
It tastes so good.
The Sprite thing, I understand.
But
it's
yeah,
mixed different.
But their fries are still incredible. Rest of their food is trash. It really is trash. But their fries are so good.
Yeah, I think
had,
it's just like I don't crave French fries. Where
Gotcha.
I think I'm trying to think of what food I would go out of my way to just get that thing from somewhere.
I was gonna say,
I'll think.
the number one driver for me getting fast food though is I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. I don't want to make something here. Let me like get something elsewhere. And then it's like, oh, but I don't want to go into a restaurant and sit there and eat. I don't want to go into the restaurant and have to like pick it up or order ahead, call in and order it. And I want it to like actually be good by the time it gets home. Like I don't want it to be like a lot of restaurant takeout is just like, it doesn't quite work off the plate. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times I'm going to fast food just because it is super fucking convenient for me. It's just like drive through, done. Or like order off the app, drive through, done. And take it home, you know? So that's the number one drive for me for fast food, is not even necessarily the specific foods anymore. It's just super fucking convenient, you know?
Yeah.
How was Shakespeare in the Park?
It was good. Man, Lin-Manuel Miranda has a lot to answer for. I don't mind. I like Hamilton.
Was this Lin-Manuel?
No.
Lin-Manuel?
I've seen Hamilton. I enjoy Hamilton, but I think everyone agrees the Lin-Manuel Mirandification of other musicals and music and stuff sucks, because it's just like, at the end of the day, it's
not
just
even
like
good. It's not even good rap. It's just like,
yeah, and I think
it's like musical rap.
It works for Hamilton because Hamilton was unique at a time.
Yes.
And now that it's not unique, it's kind of backfired.
So you saw fucking Hamilton style Shakespeare?
No. So this guy adapted Ian McKellen in like the 70s or something, did an acting Shakespeare one-man show. And so this guy adapted that plus like 4 or 5 other things to do like this Shakespeare solo thing where he's like singing, he has his like pre-planned songs and everything. He did like a Civil War bit with John Wilkes Booth and all this stuff. And it was just like inserting Shakespeare stuff while he was also occasionally cutting back to like the Ian McKellen things. And it worked on some levels. Yeah. The show started and I went, oh no. There was like,
oh no.
It was a 90-minute show, and there was a good like first 30 minutes. I was like, oh no. But then it got into like a good groove where it was like, I wasn't gonna go like, this needs to be on Broadway, but it was fun and entertaining. And he was acting out different portions of plays. He did a good thing where he like came up with this whole thing where the like narrator lady on his playback track was like, oh, we're splitting your brain into left brain and right brain, and then his left brain was Romeo and his right brain was the friar in Romeo and Juliet, and they were like arguing back and forth over like what they need to do to solve the like Capulet and Montague situation, and they were like yelling at each other, and then all of a sudden it's like surgery undoing itself, and he's like, wait, and it was like little scenes like that worked really well. My favorite bit was, I guess, in the original show, Ian McKellen talks about going to Cambridge, and the guy asked him to do a monologue, so he does a monologue, and then asked him for a joke. And so instead of just telling the joke, he just starts a song about a chicken who wants to move to Memphis and become a dancer. And then the whole song ends, and I knew this the whole time. The song ends to the chicken sees everything beautiful in the world and stops walking because it has to cross a road. And like that is the like punchline of the song, and it was very funny. Just the way.
Yeah, one-man shows are tough.
So yeah, it was really tough at the beginning. There was a homeless guy who wandered in at the end of it and was yelling at him, and this other guy just talked him down, and it was really annoying. Hi, Halucha. But it was overall, like at the end, everyone stood up and applauded, and it wasn't like emotional in the sense of like that bad, but it was like neat to see this guy putting this on and people supporting him and stuff. Again, it's not something I'm gonna go like that was the best thing in the world. Everyone should go see it, but it was cool. And that guy wrote the whole thing himself, 90-minute show, and performed it himself and set up all the lights and everything.
Glad he's still getting stuff done.
Yeah. So I was impressed, to say the least. But it was fun.
If you had to do a one-man show, what would it be?
If I had to do, I would. I guess I would strip, probably. No, I don't know what I would do for one. Improv, probably.
One man shows are weird because they're like stand-up comedy sets for theater kids. You know, where they're like, oh, it's not enough just to tell the story or tell the joke. I have to act it out, you know?
Yeah.
And that, I fucking hate theater kid energy.
Yeah. Yeah, I could tell there were moments where maybe he thought, like, this is awesome, but I was like, I don't think the people watching this can comprehend, like, what you're trying to do there, bud.
Yeah, what's going on, yeah.
Oh, he had the John Wilkes Booth stuff was pretty good, too. It was funny because we were just talking about the, like, history of, like, overshadowing and, like, reacting to that stuff. And he did a pretty good job with, like, John Wilkes Booth, like, running. He wrote a whole song about him, like, going crazy and, like, comparing how John Wilkes Booth played Brutus a lot in Julius Caesar, and he thought that's what he was doing for America. Like, people would remember him because he was taking down the tyrant and all that stuff. And it was quite good. And then he had, like, this bit of acting where he was, like, playing the Jekyll and Hyde of Booth when he was surrounded and all that stuff. So, like I said, overall, it was a good time. I wouldn't do it again, but it was neat.
Yeah, that's cool. That's crazy to do a one-man show.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh God.
Fucking technology. Hi, Kieran. No.
I'm on Route 5 right now, and I'm hopping with a wild Pokemon. Alright, come check it out.
Go to Rule 5. Go to Rule 5.
Gotta fuck the shit out of this Pokemon before you get here.
Gotta go to Rule 5. Yeah, I feel like if I was gonna do a one-man show, I would probably just do a stand-up set. Because I don't feel the need to go into play. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. This man's name is Mr. Bonding. Have you heard about O-Powers? Dude, get away from me. I'm a child.
I can't remember O-Powers. It's been so long. I think it's been 10, 11 years since I played this.
I think O-Powers were in the other games, right?
I don't know.
I never engaged with that side of Pokemon at all.
Yeah, I don't want to. That's one of the great things about Pokemon is that, like, it has all of that. It has a lot of depth. You can totally engage with it if you want to, but you are in no way forced to go sicko mode. So you can just play through. Pokemon games are fantastic for that.
I'm just gonna sit there until she became uncomfortable.
Sweet hat, by the way. Did you buy that hat?
Yeah, I had that, what the fuck?
It's Lucario.
Get the fuck away from me, you gross thing.
Car.
I'm not a car. Special training with Lucario.
Car.
You should put this Lucario down.
Car?
When did they shoot Pokemon? When they break their legs?
Car. Car.
You think so?
I don't know, because the whole premise of Pokemon is animal cruelty, but also sometimes they're just like people aren't hunting Pokemon. Like, there's not a preserve where they're like rich people with guns hunting, you know, the cow Pokemon or whatever.
That's true, but they're like milking them and stuff, right? Are there? I forget. We might have covered this. Are there regular animals? This is a skate park. Excuse me. Sorry.
I believe that is a point of contention amongst the fan base, is if there are regular animals. And I believe the prevailing argument is that there are, because some entries in the Pokédex reference normal animals. Like, oh, this Pokemon is a mouse-like creature. And it's like, why would the lore reference a mouse if a mouse didn't exist?
Oh, you don't think that's
that
like
type of stuff.
A translation thing?
I mean, in the game, yes, but it's literally an unanswered question. So
see, that
people
to
are
me,
just grasping at straws.
I hate when people do that.
This or that.
But I'm also okay with it.
The fuck?
It's like when people focus in on when in like Lord of the Rings, they're like, how do people know what a menu?
Do you have
how
any
do the
group moves?
Urukai know what a menu is? You know?
Sorry, do you see what the fuck is happening? There's
Yeah,
5.
it's a bunch of scraggies.
Do you have any group moves or whatever they're called?
I think I might. Ow.
Oh, you may be okay.
Yeah, they're level 5.
Just catch them all. Have a team of Scrag.
Can you do that, or do I have to eliminate them all down to 1?
I don't know. I think I fucking played Pokemon before.
Do I have someone with a group? You have a group attack, right? Thunder Wave. How do I know if it's a group move?
It'll usually say it. Hey, on that check move screen, there's arrows in the bottom left that I think let you change between Pokemon.
Oh,
Just
that's dumb.
I don't think any of these. None of these.
Yeah, I'll just beat them up separately. Scratch does better. I'll attack the same.
Maybe.
What? Dodged it.
Don't you fucking leer at me.
Get fucked.
Give up, bub. Got him. Great
Hell
job,
yeah.
by the way.
Oh.
Great job.
Yeah, forget play nice.
I feel like if I was going to do a one-man show, you know, one-man shows are very similar to the funny PowerPoint presentations that we've done before for content a lot. I feel like that would be a one-man show, is just being like, you like quote unquote play the role of like crazy man trying to persuade people of something, you know? I don't know if that counts as a one-man show, but it's close enough.
I can see
It's
it.
like stand-up with PowerPoint.
It's like stand up with more steps.
Yeah. Have you been getting the TikToks of the guy who's like, he's giving like chaos tips for improv?
No.
He had 2 of them, and one of them was like, hey, if you want a good tip for improv to really spice up the scene, you know, start the scene and you're working with somebody and you need to get to a point where they've established your name and they're using your name a couple times. So if your name in the scene is Tom and they keep saying, thanks, Tom. After a couple times, you just need to look at them and say, why do you keep using my dead name? I was like, oh shit.
That's a good bit.
That's a good tip, yeah.
Jesus.
And then the other one he had was, he was just like, he was like, hey, if you're not in the scene yet and you want to get in the scene but you're not really sure what to do, you just need to jump on the stage and be like, what's up everybody, Mr. Push-Up Man is here, everybody give me push-ups, you know, and then just force everybody to do like drop and give 5 push-ups, and then you do push-ups, and then you're like, thanks, and you leave. Yeah, like you just look at these chaos tips just to make everything spicy in the middle of the scene.
That's like the The Office bit with Michael doing improv, and he always has a gun.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that so much.
So speaking of improv, I think the latest episode of Comedy Bang Bang was Paul F. Tompkins and Andy Daly, and that was it. And it was like an hour and a half of like 3 improv masters. And the whole time they're just cracking each other up. So they just keep hopping between like crazy bit and crazy bit, and you could just hear the whole time Paul F. Tompkins just being like, just like cracking up and like, what the fuck have we gone into? It's like an incredible episode. It's really good.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone gets XP.
Oh, you gotta get Pikachu out of there.
Hey,
You gotta get that XP boy. You're fucked now. Get cucked.
Not fucked. Thank you very much.
I think that what are those little boys? Scraggies are probably just normals, right?
I assume so. I was just switching to random Pokemon. Just give me a little.
Oh, I get it. So I think this tells you need at least one Pokemon with a mass move, just for situations like this when they pop up.
Oh, I could go for like, what is it, Earthquake?
Yeah, Earthquake. Isn't there one that's like Wave or Tsunami or something?
Tsunami.
What if I was just thinking, there's Pokemon ROM hacks. What if you put out a ROM hack and it's just like 99% the same as Pokemon, but it just like some of the moves are named like January 6th, like 9/11.
That's a good Pokemon name.
Yeah,
We
Osama's
get a
Last
cop
Stand.
Pokemon.
You know, it's just completely normal, but you've just gone through and tweaked some of the text, so it's just randomly off the wall.
I wonder if there's a good, like, we ran Pokemon through Translator like 15 times.
Oh, like Save Data's been doing that. Ace Attorney streams like that.
You're right.
Do you think, honest question here, do you think Save Data will ever stop playing Ace Attorney?
No.
Yeah, I was just about to say no. That is their core audience.
The problem is Pridge just loves playing it too much. So I think, I don't think they'll ever stop. Uh-oh. Did I lose Ian or did I lose me? I'm still up, I think. Okay, that means I just lost Ian. Why can we never get through one of these without technical difficulties?
Hi, how are you?
What happened, bud?
I was just rolling through. My power flickered, but it was enough to kill internet here. But my internet takes a while to get back, so I figured I'll just hang out in here for another 5-10 minutes.
Okay, I was afraid it was me, but I'm glad to know it's you.
No, I got a weak power grid. So if you could just describe everything that's happening. Oh, no, wait, I can watch the screen. Never mind.
But if you can predict what's going to happen so the stuff lines up.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Hopefully you're not hearing the game through my mic.
No, I'm not. You're pretty well noise canceled or noise suppressed.
Great.
Actually, that's been a problem that I want. My niece likes to video call with us, and the like noise suppression of WhatsApp video, like I can never hear her because it just thinks it's background kids talking. Like it's so annoying.
Oh.
And I was wondering, I gotta check to see if there's a setting I can have them turn off so we can hear her. But it's like
I always find it weird that, well, it's not weird. It's just kind of surprising that your family uses WhatsApp because WhatsApp is very popular worldwide. It's just barely used in the US. So it's always surprising to find an American using
Yeah, I use WhatsApp because most of Karen's family is not from the U.S.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, but they've been here long.
Yeah, but that's just one, like,
I guess
everyone else isn't, you know?
Oh, yeah, and you've got enough people in. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because WhatsApp was getting bigger in Lebanon by the time I finished.
Yeah. And then we just
barely.
And since it's tied to Facebook now, we just moved my family to my immediate family to it because you can send higher resolution videos and pictures.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, my family's still on that Facebook Messenger.
Which is weird because my brother and my mom, actually sometimes my sister-in-law will send me Instagram stuff and it'll come through Facebook Messenger. And I'll be like, oh, that's weird.
Oh,
and I'll be like, did you send it to me through Facebook Messenger? And I say no.
Yeah. It's like all those platforms are weirdly interconnected now.
Yeah.
You got like Meta, Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp. Yeah. It's fucking weird. It's like they're trying to consolidate it, but they also know that each of those platforms are different and they don't necessarily like Facebook. So it's like they can't just be all like, you're all in the Facebook family now, because then a lot of people would leave because they don't want to be there, you know?
Yeah. The worst now is I'll check like a WhatsApp thing and there'll be like 5 messages and at the top it'll say, do you want AI to summarize these messages? I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? No. Like, what's wrong with you?
Apple does that a lot too, right? Where they, I don't know if it's on by default, but it's some Siri option where it'll just start summarizing your notifications and like what you missed and stuff.
I haven't gotten that, but Siri sucks. I hate Siri so much today.
Well, the problem is, it's the same with like Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa. Is they were never that good, but they were better than not using it at all. But now that we have AI, which is like 10 times better than all that shit, it's so hard to go back to Alexa or Siri or Google Home.
Well, I don't even use AI, but I was just like asking Siri to put a reminder, and she said, "Oh," yeah. I said 5 p.m. and she said, "Okay, it's set for this afternoon at 5 p.m." And I said, "That's not the afternoon, that's the evening, you bitch." And she goes, "Okay, set for 6 p.m. This evening." And I went, "No, change it back." And she said, "I don't know what you're talking about." I was like, "What the like?" And I can't say like change, but I can't say what reminders do I have today.
Yeah.
And she tells me, and then I say change that reminder. None of that works. So it's like,
exactly.
What's the point?
It's the same with Google Home, where I'll try and ask it like I wish I had an example, but I'll try and ask it a question that is fairly easy but requires it to like do a little bit of investigation. You know? Where actually I'll ask it something. I'll be like, hey, what time does Costco open on Saturday? And it'll be like, I'm not sure, but there are several Costco locations near you, and they're currently open. And it's like, that's not the fucking question. Whereas like you go to ChatGPT or something, it'll understand that and nail that immediately. So it's like, they're trying to, but they need to do a faster job of taking all those common voice assistants and getting the AI behind them so that they're actually useful again. You know?
Yeah. If it doesn't burn out the power grid first.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop for about 30 seconds and then I'll come back.
Okay. Miss you. Oh, thank God he's gone, everyone. Don't worry about it. I'm actually gonna block it so he can't come back. Charmander! Hot Sauce is evolving already? Damn, Hot Sauce. You're gonna be a Charmeleon now? Hell yeah, look how cool you are. Charmeleon. Carmeleon. Well, Ian's not here. I'll take advantage. Why is it a nightclub in there? Oh, fuck. God, I hate this. I don't. It's just a bunch of people at my doorbell. need to buy
Okay,
more Pokemon.
audio's back.
Hi.
Trying to get the camera up. 1 second.
No worries.
Cook yourself.
Buy some Pokeballs.
Hey, remember? I fucking hate Elgato. Remember how when they announced the face cam, they were like, one of the things they said was like, hey, you can save your settings to the webcam. So that way you could, you know, reboot your computer, take it to a different computer, and the settings are always the same. That shit never fucking works. That power reboot just wiped all the settings on my camera.
Are you telling me they lied?
They did. It's unfucking excusable, you know?
That is unfucking excusable. Excuse me.
This shit just doesn't work.
This is
The fuck
unfucking
do you want?
excusable. Dear Diary.
Dear diary.
Diary.
Dear diary.
My dearest Abigail. Oh look, a Bunnelby. I traded one of you. Oh god, it's so zoomed in.
What do you mean? It's working.
I'm gonna add your camera
Hey.
now.
Oh, it did not. I don't have it. Damn it.
Oh god, folks. If you like Dean Gibson, get ready to like him a whole
Aye.
lot more.
Hey.
Oh,
nice.
Hot Sauce turned into Charmeleon.
Damn. Didn't we have a didn't last round we had a Charmander and we named it like Steel Beams or something, like jet fuel can't melt steel beams?
I think in Fire Red I started with a Charmander. I don't remember what his name was then. You can check the archives.
What the fuck would I do that for?
Yeah, that's true.
This on camera real quick.
When does Pikachu turn into Raichu?
It's when he has lactose.
Or do I have to give him a Thunderstone or something? That's a funny joke.
You want a bathroom update?
Yeah.
So yesterday, I talked about how I went and rented a manual tile cutter and then cut all the tiles, at least for one wall, most of them, and laid them out so they're ready to go. So this morning I wake up, mix the mortar thin set, which gives me like 100 to 120 minutes of working time, basically. And I mixed like 20 pounds of it, brought it in, started laying tiles, and I just immediately, it's just fucking, it's the consistency of like thick peanut butter, and you're trying to get it on the wall in a specific way and go in between the bucket and the wall, but you're using this trowel and I'm not used to using it, so I'm just fucking dropping it everywhere. And then I noticed the mortar is like thicker than it should be, but the way you mix it, I can't just add water to it. It's already mixed at this point. So I'm just like, fuck, this doesn't feel right. So I like get a tile and a half up, and then the mortar, you know, it starts to dry out over time. So now it's getting to the point where it's too thick to even work with. And I was just like, fuck. And I had to like quickly throw up these 3 tiles. First time tiling, first time using this trowel tool. Barely get them up there. And I'm like, this fucking, you know, at this point I had like 10, 15 pounds of mortar left. I was like, this is fucking useless. So then I just had to spend like 40 minutes like cleaning up my tools and like putting the mortar bucket outside. I'm just gonna have to toss the whole bucket with the dry mortar and everything. And just being like, fuck, like as if it was the end of my day, but in reality, I laid 3 tiles, and I only got that far because the mortar was fucked up. And I mean, it's my fault, but still, it's just like there's like fucking up. And then with tile, the problem is like you're on a timer because of the fucking mortar thin set. Like as soon as it's mixed, and I was just like. So I just called it I think I only worked like an hour 15, but I just called it a day. I got the first 3 tiles up. I feel like I got at least a little bit of experience. And tomorrow I'm going to mix it hopefully properly and be able to get a bunch more tiles up. But it was just not a great first time on the tiles, but I at least got the 3 tiles up. They seem okay so far.
Looks
They're
good.
not compromised. They're not falling down. It does look good. It's not too bad. I mean, the spacers are making sure the grout lines. I got a laser level, which is actually super helpful because it's helping me like every step of the way. I'm like adjusting the laser level to make sure everything's lined up, and the tiles look fantastic. So, it's just it wasn't a huge mistake, but it's just very disappointing to try something for the first time and it just completely goes wrong. And you're like, am I ever gonna fucking get this right? You know?
Yeah. Plus, like, you feel bad for wasting a bunch of it. You know?
Yeah, it's like $40 a bag.
That's
and I
like,
basically wasted half a bag.
It's a much smaller scale, but I haven't done. I'm bad at oil painting in the sense of I'm really bad at cleaning my brushes and like covering my palette and stuff. So I'll leave shit out and I'll come back and there's just like I'll have put everything out, finish the painting, and there's just globs of like one color I never touched. And it's just like, oh,
yeah,
I guess that'll just dry out. So now I've taken to, I just scrape my entire palette, and you can see it behind me a little bit, but there's a little jar I just put all of my palette scrapings into, because I'm like, this way it won't dry out, and eventually I'll probably just mix it all up and do underpaintings with it.
Yeah, with
so
it.
It's like, I'm not wasting it per se, but I'm still,
still not doing well. Yeah, this shit, unfortunately, there's no way to like save it. And if you mix it wrong, like I said, there's no way to add water later and it'll be okay. That like fucks up the chemical compound and like not the end of the world, but also because I fucked that up, the bucket goes with it. So I don't have to buy another one now, but that's a $4 bucket really. So it's just like,
yeah, it stinks.
Yeah. But it's coming along. I just want to get the shower tile done. It just sucks because the way the bathroom is ordered, I want to do the shower tile first, but it would be so much easier to learn on the floor instead of having to try and do it vertically, standing in the tub in a space. It would be much easier to do the floor tile first, but it just doesn't. I can't really do it that way because of just how the order of things go. Yeah, and honestly, the other frustrating thing is that it's just I watched a lot of YouTube videos and tip videos, and everybody's like, laying tile is easy, you know, spacers, trowels, it's not that hard, guys, it's easy, and everybody does it really easy. But the thing you don't realize is it's like a very simple thing. It's the same thing with drywall mud. People are just like, yeah, you just grab it and you scrape it and you put it on there. What you don't realize is like they have all the training in their wrist to like know how to work and manipulate the tool, like a paintbrush, right? It's not just brush it on them. You got to like hold it and do certain strokes and stuff. Same fucking thing with these trowels.
I can't tell you how it took me so long of watching videos on oil painting before someone addressed like brush handling etiquette. Like I know, and still like, I'm better at it now. I'm not like painting like, because the reason you want to hold a brush far away is because you want to be far away from the painting, which I'm not painting huge paintings, so it doesn't affect me as much. But that's the reason, like when you see Renaissance painters and stuff, they're holding it far away, so you can be far away. But no one addresses it at all, and I like vaguely remember from like art classes growing up, teachers talking about it, but I like finally found this great video that was like, hey, here's how to hold brushes and all this stuff. Here's how to clean brushes. If you're gonna paint again in 1 to 3 days, here's what to do. If you're not gonna paint for 2 weeks, and I still haven't done any of it, but I've been getting better. And I have shitty brushes. Like I've bought 1 or 2 nice ones, and I clean them, but it's just like getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I need to put it in mineral spirits, then I need to put in linseed oil, and then I need to like clean it out and use some brush soap and stuff like that. So it's fun, but it's a little
it's the same.
It's way better. Like I'm glad I have a dedicated space for it, because if I didn't, I probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Because then you don't have to keep putting it away, taking it out. Open. Swallows.
I was gonna do swollen, like swallowing. I guess swallowing. Right?
Oh, yeah, that'll fit.
Swallowing?
Yeah. I will say, this is the first time I'm going to say it. I don't want this to happen, but bathroom's taking much longer. I got 3 weeks going to Japan 2 weeks, and then I got a week, and then I'm going to Germany, and then I got like 3 weeks to November. There's a possibility this bathroom's not done in time for Extra Life, and if that happens, we may just have to do Extra Life remote, because there's no point in having that many people here if we don't have a guest bathroom
that works.
Well, we have the master, but then everybody be using the master in and out of the master bedroom, and it's just like, it's fucked.
That's crazy. Oh my god.
So there is a possibility. I'll probably have to make the call sometime early to mid-October. It's just everything's taking longer, but I'm not that frustrated by it because I'm taking my time to make sure I'm doing everything correctly. You know? So,
yeah.
But if we do it remote, I guess we don't do the wheel then, because the wheel doesn't work remote. But we can just keep the wheel for next year.
I mean, we could do it at SIP. I guess that means you would have to fly.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I just, I was just about to say, the nice thing about doing it remote is we can do a lot more co-op games more easily.
Well, that is true.
Yeah, we could have a Helldivers block. We could have a Battlefield 6 block, you know. All that co-op stuff where we were like, oh, this doesn't really have couch co-op. Now it's like the opposite, you know. And we can do guests a lot more easily. So it's, I'll just have to let you guys know probably early October.
Super potion. Glad I did that.
Wild. Wow. Crazy.
I'm having so much fun.
Oh, I remember that weird fucking, you have to go like sideways up the slope hill.
Very.
So, I had extra time this morning because the bathroom didn't take up much time because I fucked up. And I watched a movie called The Marvels. Do you remember The Marvels? Because I'm pretty sure everybody forgot about it.
Marvel.
Oh.
Don't.
It started as a joke, but now it's reality.
What is it?
I'm going to look up what year it came.
Is this a Marvel movie?
Yes.
Because to be fair, I haven't watched a Marvel movie in like quite a long, I haven't kept up with Marvel movies since Endgame.
This came out in 2023.
Okay, so yes, then I definitely haven't seen it.
Yeah. It's Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and the other lady. I don't think Captain or something.
Okay.
It was weird. You know, it actually wasn't that bad of a movie, but they have fucked up the MCU so badly because, like, I'm completely caught up on the MCU movies up to Miss Marvel. I mean, the Marvels. I don't think I've only watched one or two of the TV shows, and I spent most of the Marvels being like, what is this? Who is that? When did that happen? You know? Like, Nick Fury's in a space station above the Earth now, and they have wormhole travel called jump holes, and there's like, I know the Kree and the Skrull, but they keep introducing these characters as if I'm supposed to know who they are, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then there's a person who has powers, which I'm trying to remember. At the end of WandaVision, the female FBI agent gets powers. I kind of remember that. Do you remember that? Anyway, she's one of the 3 superheroes in this movie because she has powers. What I didn't realize was that she's the daughter of Captain Marvel's friend and is the little girl in the Captain Marvel movie, which it took me 2/3 of this movie to remember that the Captain Marvel movie took place in the 90s. And that's why everybody kept being like, where have you been? And oh, she grew up in 30 years. And I was like, what the fuck is like, and so I was trying to look it up, and the short answer is half of it is explained in all these TV shows and shit that, you know, like Secret Invasion and Miss Marvel. And it's like, for your mainstream movies, people should not be obligated to watch that to understand what's happening. And then the other half of the shit is new in this movie, but is presented in such a bad way that you think it's not new and you've missed something. So it's like it's not that bad of a movie. They got a lot of good chemistry between them. There's some fun, cool parts and things, but just like they have fucked that MCU up so much that it's when they have a movie, they feel obligated to bring all these ends together, but it makes it so hard to understand what's going on, you know, and without feeling like you're missing something.
Yeah, the only Marvel movie we watched recently was the third Guardians of the Galaxy, because I was like, oh, there's not like I don't need to know anything other than the past two Guardians.
Fairly self-contained. Yeah, that's the one I gave up on after an hour because I think I'm just done with James Gunn. I think I've got his MO completely because as soon as that movie started, I was like, I know exactly when the jokes are coming. I know exactly the action. I know exactly how this is going to be shot. And I was just like completely uninterested. And I tried to make it through that movie, but I made it like an hour in. And I was like, I'm fucking done. I'm zero interest in this.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so I think the next one I have is Deadpool and Wolverine, which I've heard is good. And you liked that, right? So
yeah, it was fun. That's a moment.
That's what I've heard. It's fun, so I'm gonna watch that next. And I think that does that catch me up, or am I missing one?
I mean, Fantastic Four.
If you don't mind. Oh fuck! Well, I'm gonna wait for that one.
Oh,
no fucking way.
I googled today. When does Fantastic Four come to streaming, and when does Superman?
Yes. Superman is on video on demand as of like this week or last week.
Oh, okay, which means I can get it now.
Yeah, I literally just had the same thing. Okay, so there's Deadpool and Wolverine, and then it's Captain America: Brave New World, and then Thunderbolts.
Oh yeah.
Again, I have no interest in seeing those, but I feel like I should, especially since I'm watching a lot of movies. I'm like, yeah, I might as well keep up with.
It's crazy that I have zero desire to keep up with those movies.
It's part of it's like I want to be a little bit in the zeitgeist. And you know, Miss Marvels was not a waste of time. I mean, The Marvels was not a waste of time. So it just felt like a good popcorn. So I'm okay with that.
I
had some funny stuff.
I think tonight we're either gonna watch Master and Commander the 4K or possibly Tremors, because I got a real hankering to watch that movie.
I watched Tremors a year or two ago, like to revisit it, and it holds up. It is unique and it's good. It's good. I was worried because I loved it a lot when I was like 9 or 10, and I was like, "There's no way this holds up." And then I watched it again recently, and I was like, "It kind of does. It does hold up."
It's surprising.
Yeah.
There's that, and then the other movie. Oh, and I think I talked about this already. Is the 1997 film Rocket Man, which is about a guy being sent to Mars. I think they're sent to. It's a comedy.
But it's that guy.
It's that guy.
I watched that when that came out as a kid. I remember we saw it and I liked it.
We watched it all the time as kids, all the time.
Yeah.
And I wrote it tentatively as a possible watch party. This month or next month?
Yeah.
Because I was
I'm just remembering bits from like the isolation chamber bit.
There's such a good bit, which was the Instagram reel, which is apparently the comedian, whoever plays the main guy, thought of improv'd it, which is there's like the 3 candidates and they're gonna announce someone, and then they announce the guy who's very unlikely, and he just screams like he won an Oscar or something. It's so fucking funny.
We should watch party that.
I wrote it down for August, I think, so we can watch it if you want.
Yeah, because I have been meaning to watch that, and that actor is coming back in a way because he has a podcast now where he's bringing on guests and he's popping off a bit.
Yeah, very funny. I thought about watching it tonight only to screen it to make sure there's nothing from the 90s.
But it's Discord, so
yeah, that's true.
Who cares? We've watched racist shit intentionally, like that Christmas tree video.
There was something I was watching that was a bit older that went hard into the R word, and I was like, oh no, like we've doubled down on this in a way that we used to do it, which was quite funny.
but I am kind of excited to see Superman just because people keep praising it so much, and I don't hate James Gunn, but I think maybe getting him out of his usual with Guardians of the Galaxy will make me like him again. But we'll see. And man, the Batman was so fucking good.
Oh,
That blew me away.
I've been thinking about watching that.
I could not believe. Same. I could not believe how good that was while I was watching it. Did I tell you when I was watching it? I was watching it, and I was like, "This is really good. This is really good." And then there's this moment, like 25 minutes in, where he like jumps from a window, and then there's like CGI, and and his wings spring out, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot this is like a superhero movie." Like it literally was like so fucking good that I forgot that it was just like a superhero movie until a superhero bit happened, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. That is the movie I'm watching." But it was so jarring to be knocked down, and it wasn't a bad moment or anything. It was just like so overperforming in my mind to then have it drop down for a moment to its normal level was shocking. Yeah.
Yeah, that movie's long, but I don't remember it feeling long.
To be fair, I think I did watch it in 2 different sections because it's like 3 hours long.
Yeah, I can see.
And I had to take a break in the middle. But yeah, it's a great movie.
Book recommendation. I was recommended this at a party, and Karen started reading it, and I'm reading it at the same time. And I get
The Bible?
I get comic book, like it's a manga reader app, promotes it all the time on Instagram for me. It's Dungeon Crawler Carl, which you've probably seen before.
The book. Yes, the book is on my list. It popped off on Book Talk like 6 months ago, so I've had it on my list.
So I'm reading it. My friend also texted me and recommended it to me. I didn't like it at first. It doesn't full go this way, so don't take this as an indictment. It's a little Ready Player One-ish in the references.
That's
but
kind of this.
It doesn't. It doesn't first it gives an in-universe explanation for it, which works sort of also worked for me in Ready Player One. The Armada book, again, was awful, which is Ernie Klein's other book, where they didn't have that justification, so the character was just an asshole.
Yeah.
But anyways, Dungeon Crawler Carl, I'm like almost 30% of the way through it, and it's enjoyable. It's like I'm reading a fun D&D Let's Play. Like it's just like people picking up items, funny achievements, and very video. It's very modern and descriptive, and it's like the person who's writing it clearly knows video games, so everything comes across really well, and like little video game moments happen. It's still weird to me when they refer to things like Twitch and incels and stuff like that, but hearing that it started out as similar to Andy Weir, where it was like a blog. So I throw all of that stuff away when I'm reading it, and it's super enjoyable. So I would recommend it if people want a fun read.
Hell yeah!
It's also like the justification of it all in book is like cool. You're like, oh, that's so neat. Like how they're explaining things. It's not like, oh, it works this way because of XYZ. They're like, no, it works this way because of this, and this is why it's like this, and it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. So it's fun.
Yeah, I've started loading up my Kindle with travel books because travel is always a good time to get, especially like a real page turner.
Holy shit!
Just to be like, got time on the plane, got time on the train. Airport, just turn the page. I know.
He's so buff.
Oh, I was gonna say capture him, but he's a trainer boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so good looking. He's got to be normal, right?
Probably. I told you we got Karen a Kindle, and so she's every morning she's been reading, every night she's been reading. Like, it's crazy. It's great. I think part of it she was stuck trying to finish the Golden Compass series. I think she was kind of done with it, but wanted to finish it.
Yeah.
So I think now she's just excited to be reading something.
Yeah. I've been thinking about finally starting and going through the Expanse series. And I think if I did that, I would probably split it in 2. Yeah. I thought trying to read all 7 or 8 at once.
I've read the first 3 and I don't remember them at all. And I was like, oh, should I pick it back up at 1 or start on 4?
Yeah.
Because it's been like 10 years, maybe, since I've read them.
Yeah. So I started reading the Red Rising series, which is very good. And there's 7 books, but the 7th book is not out yet. But I was smart enough to look it up and realize it's really like a trilogy, and then a time skip, and then a quadrology of 4 books.
Okay.
And that 4th book has not come out yet. It doesn't come out until the spring. So I read the trilogy, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop here, and then I'll finish. I'll do the 4 when the 4th one is out, so I can knock the 4 out back to back. I haven't read the 5th Stormlight Archive book yet, even though it's out, because all the 4 others I have in the small, dummy thick paperbacks. And it's kind of nice. It's not nice to read that format because they're so fucking thick that it's hard to hold the book for like the first 200 and the last 200 pages. But I love having them on the shelf, and the spines are clearly cracked like they had to be to read them. But it's like, yep, those are big fucking books, and I read all of them. And so I'm waiting for the 5th one to come out in that same format, because right now it's only in the hardback. So that I can read it like that. So even though it's out, I think I looked it up, I have to wait until like the spring for them to put it out in that format, which sucks, because that's the 5th and final in the Stormlight Archive, and I'm ready to go. But I have to wait for it. So
yeah, I need to start those. That Cryptonomicon book was really good. I mean, it was 1,100 pages, but it all came together quite well, and all the different stuff.
And his
really
writing rips too. Yeah, he'll rip it.
I was surprised.
The only problem I've had with him,
Storygraph calls most of his books as slow-paced, and I was like, they're not slow-paced. They're fast-paced, but they're long books. So it's like,
well, no, I think slow-paced in that it's not. There's not. Well, think of it this way. So a normal book is 300 pages. There's not 3 books worth of plot events happening in that book. So it's slow-paced in terms of, I don't know if this is the way they mean it, but for me, slow-paced means like things aren't happening bam, 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 bam.
Yeah,
which isn't a bad thing, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
I read, that was my first Neil Stephenson book. I really liked it. But then after that, I read a couple, and unfortunately with his books, some of them are hits, some of them are misses. The writing is always good, but the actual plot and what's happening, some of them are good, some of them are not. So it's a bit of an up-down.
Yeah, I really like 7 Eves.
Yeah, 7 Eves is good. It just wasn't crazy enough, because some of his other stuff gets crazier. Snow Crash gets pretty fucking crazy.
I need to read that.
It has some. There's literally a part that's like 20 pages long in the middle of Snow Crash where it's 2 characters talking, and they're just exposition dumping about Sumerian culture, and it's just like, why the fuck is this in here? Like, this is like, it ties to the plot in a way, but it's also literally like 20 pages of like, oh yeah, so that's why the Sumerians XYZX, and it's just like, what the fuck are you doing here for 20 pages, you know? But other than that, it's great.
That's what it's weird. Like, it's like, why don't we describe this thing for a chapter or 2?
Yeah. So it's just like, I really like when he gets weird. Like, there's another one of his, I can't remember the name, but the whole premise is that there's like a monastery that opens its doors like
that's the
once a year, once every 10 years.
Books.
Yeah, and that's, I remember the rest of the book not being like good, but the monastery part is, it's just like all these unique concepts he has. That's where it excels really well. And for 7 Eves, I didn't think it was unique enough, and that's why I didn't.
Really?
It just felt like normal sci-fi in a way, versus some of his other crazier concepts, you know.
Yeah,
but I should look up his books, because I didn't read all his books either. There's some that I've missed.
The problem is most of his books are, I mean, all of his books are 500 plus, but most of them are like 900 to like 1100.
Yeah. Which I don't mind.
No, but it's just a commitment.
It's worth it.
You know?
Yeah. Am I gonna commit if it's worth it?
Yeah, after Dungeon Crawler Carl, I was actually talking to Karen because they set up a lot of stuff in the book, and I'm like, I know there's a couple of them, so I'm like, do they end at the end of this thing?
Yeah.
Or does it, like, if it wraps up nicely and I don't want to read the next one, I've had
You can put it on the shelf and go back later.
I've had Jurassic Park sitting out for a bit because I want to just read that in Lost World again.
What do you mean?
And then,
Buddy, we've talked about this before. You have 10 books in progress. Why don't you we talked about how we want to get this under control in a way. Get you down to like less than 5.
I'm down to 7, which is fine. Listen,
That's good.
sometimes you watch movies, sometimes you watch TV shows, sometimes you want to take a break, watch a YouTube video, sometimes you want to watch a long Let's Play, sometimes you got to go check out a Giant Bomb video.
No, but the problem I have here is the amount of years in between. Like, how long ago did you start Rise and Fall of the Third Reich? That was like
2023.
Was it that recent? That's still 2 years ago.
But
I think it's time
the
for
problem
that.
is I'm not going to.
World War II is in vogue right now.
But the problem
you
is
know?
I'm not going to sit down and just read the rest of that book. Like, I can't do that.
Why not?
Because
That's not judgmental, just genuinely.
Because it's like another 1,500 pages, and I want to like read different things
It's not
at the
that
same
bad.
time.
And I understand that. If you were telling me 2 or 3 books, I think the problem is that you're only at 7 books now, but it was like 10 books before, and at that point it's like, well, what are you doing? You know what I mean? I'm
like,
trying
the
to think of
problem
a good
is
example.
I more view
It's
it
like having 10 projects in progress, right? If you have 3 projects going on, you can kind of bounce between them. But when you get to 10 projects, some of those projects are abandoned and you just won't admit it to yourself.
Yeah, that's fine. I just don't want to admit it to myself. But it's also like, I don't know. It's the same as watching a couple seasons of a TV show, stopping, then coming back a few years later. Like,
No, that's different because those have breakpoints, right? There's a breakpoint at the end of an episode. There's a breakpoint at the end of a season.
so the end of a chapter
But
isn't
books-
a breakpoint? End of a section of a book isn't a breakpoint?
No, not really. Books are meant to be read continuously.
I
A book is like an
I don't
episode
agree
of
with
a TV
that
show.
at all.
I agree with that 100%.
A book of short stories, book of poetry.
Okay, that okay. Is that what you're reading?
I have a couple like history books that are specific ages throughout the thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
I think
to be
his-
fair,
but
all
like,
of my
fiction, I think, is
all-
continuous. The expectation is that you read it continuously without large breaks in the middle of it.
5 of the 7 books I'm reading right now are all nonfiction books.
That's fair.
The
Maybe that's the
6th
problem
one
is
Flesh and Blood, or not Flesh and Blood. It's Fire and Blood, which is a fake history book from Game of Thrones, and I'm just waiting for the next season to come out before I continue reading.
That's fair. That's fair. Maybe the problem is you're committing to reading these history books when I don't read a lot of history books because a lot of them are too dry. A lot of them are not written to be.
Yeah.
They don't have to be a page turner, but they've
But
got to have.
The thing is, like, I like to go back to them and be like, oh, this is where I was, let me continue reading. Like, that's the main thing about it. It's like when I go
That's
back to Rise and Fall, it's like, okay, this is where it was, this is what's happening, let me continue reading. Or the Jacques Cousteau book is like, okay, here's his next adventure he's going on during this chapter. That's usually I mean, I'm not.
I don't know.
To be
but I
fair,
think
you're right. I
in my
don't.
head-
And when I pick up a fiction book, I finish the fiction book. I don't start another fiction.
Yeah. See, that's good. I think in my head though, it's like you're kind of doing this or that, and this is I am enjoying this book, and I'm going to spread that enjoyment out over years and pick it up when I want to, versus the enjoyment of having finished the thing completely and having it whole now, like having the entire experience now versus little chunks of that experience over time.
Yeah.
And I think for me, and I would say for most people, it's always a greater enjoyment and experience to have the entire thing done than it is to be like, oh, 10% done. Okay, that's enough for 3 months. You know?
Yeah. But I'd also rather have read 10% of a book and stopped than not read any of it.
Yes, but there's a point at which that math don't work.
Right, but I started all these books. Should I just give up on them and never touch them again, or keep them in a list where I'm like, oh, I could go back to that? You know, that's the other thing.
No, I would look at each book and Well, first of all, I would come up with a number. If I were you, I would come up with a number, which is this is the most amount of books I can have quote unquote active at a time. Whether that's 3, 5, whatever. Then your current number of books, you said it's 7. Let's say it's 7. Look at those 7 and say, okay, which of these are going to be the 5? Because I guarantee you, some of those books you did not continue, not because modus operandi, you're just like, oh, I don't have to finish this now, I can finish this later. It's because deep down you're like, this really isn't scratching this itch, and I'm not super compelled to continue reading this. So there's probably books in that 7 that are not quite working for you, but you're still in love with the idea of reading that book and finishing it. You just don't enjoy the actual experience of reading it to continue it. I'm not saying that's all 7, but there's probably some in there that you can honestly look at and go, I'm closing the book, I'm putting it on the shelf. Maybe in the future I'll read this, but this is no longer an active book for me.
Yeah.
I don't need to pretend like I'm reading this book.
There's only one in there that I could think of that is the reason. Usually the reason I start another book is because I get interested in something else and I immediately want to start reading about it.
Yeah, see, but I think that's where it's some self-control. I mean, you've got Storygraph. At that point, it's just like...
But it's the same point of I have like 30 video games I'm technically playing right now. Like, I start more games than I finish. And I think that's
different, though, because... I think it's different, though, because a video game is more about action and mechanics, and you can safely get that in small doses. Whereas most books you cannot get in safely in small doses. Because it's not about this chapter, it's about the story overall. It's not about this chapter, about this event, it's about the overall history that the book is trying to tell you. Whereas a video game is like, 30 minutes of Balatro is the same as 3 hours of Balatro, right? I mean, there's differences in terms of play level, but you're getting enough of it. It's like 1 hot dog versus 3 hot dogs. Whereas with a book, it's like you have a hot dog and you've only eaten the topping so far.
I guess you
haven't gotten to the bun and the dog yet.
I would agree more if I was doing it with fiction books, but I view history books or any of those types similar as like watching through a TV show or a documentary series and stuff like that.
Depends on the book. Like if the book, like the one I read on Japan, was like, hey, this chapter's about this specific era, I can see your argument. But there's other ones where it's like, we're gonna tell the whole story of this event, and this chapter's about the people, this chapter's about the location, this chapter's about the politics.
Yeah.
But it's not piecemeal, it's just facets of the same
history
thing.
Books,
in that case, in that type of history book, you got to read the whole
But
book.
like history books like that, I've finished. Like the Napoleon biography, I was reading first. I stopped when he got to his emperorship, because I was like, it said like Act 2, this is now his like being an emperor, or first consul actually, on. And so I had stopped there, and then I read the other Napoleon biography that is more of a the hero version of him, the journalistic one, and I read that one all the way through because it was compelling and like one story,
But you hear what you're saying, though? You're saying you had 2 history books, and you stopped reading one of them to read the other one because it was more compelling.
It was
Sounds
more compelling
like that first book was not worth finishing.
It was more compelling because it was written to be that way.
Yeah, it's written better.
It's not written better at all.
Well,
it's way less historically accurate as well.
Do you ever stop reading a book? Do you ever look at a book and either immediately or over time just say, you know what, I'm not gonna finish that book?
Yeah.
Either because it's not worth it or because it's because my guess is that you don't do that.
When I don't like a book is when I do that.
But what about if the book is good but it's not? Like, I've done this before where, I'll be halfway through a book and I'll be like, hey, this is good history and everything, but I'm just not interested in it anymore. I think that's the other thing is being honest and being like, I enjoyed this part of the book, but I don't need to finish it. Because I think part of it is like you have this need to finish the book eventually, and therefore you put it on currently reading list, which... Yeah, I think it really just goes back to enjoyment of I think you would have greater enjoyment if you actually finished these books through. That's my point, I think.
Yeah, I probably would, but I still think the main thing is like I just don't want to forget that I was reading these books. So that,
but
and
there's
like,
a point where that doesn't matter. Like if you put down a book for 3 years, it doesn't matter that you're like, oh, I'm on page 250. There's going to be a point where you pick that up and knowing the page is not going to be enough.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, when I get to that point, maybe I'll take it off.
Yeah, but it's also I don't mean it this harshly, but I do think it is a bit disrespectful to the author to put the book on the shelf for so long, because for the author they have built an entire thing, you know, and you have only done part of the thing and then deliberately stopped.
That means
for
it's disrespectful to buy an author's book and not read it immediately, to put it on the shelf. Like all the unread books I have is disrespectful. You know,
this is further. This is you have actually started and not finished the same activity versus.
But is it just as disrespectful for me to not to say I don't want to finish reading it because I don't like it and put it down? Like that's just as disrespectful. Or is it like, hey, I really like your book. I don't feel like finishing it right now, but I'm gonna finish it.
I don't think it is. Because I'm trying to think of a good. It's the idea of stopping in the middle, and then when you come back to it, you've lost the flow. Because a good book will be all-consuming. Like a good book will build upon itself throughout the course of its pages, right? And it will put you in a certain mindset. It will build a story piece by piece. It will build an environment. It'll paint a picture, etc. So for you to have such a large gap in the middle of it is to basically push reset on that, so that when you come back to it, you're like, okay, start from the top. Well, not start from the top, but like, not that you're forgetting everything before, but you're just like, all that buildup you had before. It's like, you know how when you get to the end of a book, you pretty much naturally always read the last third of a book way faster than the first third, because at that point you're in, you understand how it flows, how it reads, you want to see where it goes, etc., and you're in it. It's like you're hitting reset on that. You know, it's like playing a basketball game, and the first 3 quarters are on one day and the fourth quarter's on the next day. That's a break, right?
But I mean,
that's a break,
it's similar
in
to
attitude,
like
tone, flow.
You watching the Batman in 2 sittings. Like that's not what they intended at all.
Absolutely. And I will agree with you. That is somewhat disrespectful to the director, because it's pushing reset. It is less than ideal.
So then I don't mind being disrespectful to these authors then, because this is how I want to read it.
That's a good point. I agree. You know what? It is disrespectful, but I don't mind.
I
doing
love reading books, and I'm not going to stop. Again, we've gone over this. If I didn't read books at all, if I never finished books, that would be a different story. I read between 10 and 20 books every year. So and some of those, a lot of those are books I'm finishing from previous years. So
you're saying finishing 10 to 20 books a year, right? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'm probably starting and finishing like 10 to 15. Like I'm not.
And to your point, I agree. Like best to worst is finish the book continuously. Second best is finish the book with large gaps of time between your reading. And third and worst is never read the book. So you're right about that. I'll agree to that.
And there's that and I don't necessarily agree with this quote, but that, and how to read a book by Mortimer or whatever.
What chapter of that book do they talk about? Put the book down for 2 years.
For 2 years, all the time. But there's a great quote about being like, reading through a book and understanding 50% of it is better than never reading through that book, or stopping halfway through and not knowing anything. You know, like people and that's mostly to the point of, just because you're having a difficult time with a good book doesn't mean it's not worth reading. Like things are like, think of how many times you watched a movie before you fully understood like what that movie is talking about. And that's a greater question of like,
Yeah.
sometimes art is difficult, and there's plenty of things I like now that I did not like the first time I encountered it, art-wise.
Yes.
And that's the other thing. So. Anyways, I like reading.
Yeah,
It's
that's
fun. Dungeon Crawler Carl's good. What can I attack this guy with? I don't have any ground moves. I need a ground Pokemon.
Well, you don't have ground moves on a different Pokemon?
I don't think I do. I can double check. Oh no, my attack.
They flirty? Man, part of me is like, I should play a little Battlefield 6 beta, but the other part of me is like, I want to keep that in my system until I play the game, and then my energy goes towards actual progression, because the beta progression is just going to get wiped.
Yeah. No, I don't have any ground moves. Only
Why
ground.
does
I mean,
Battlefield 6 have thick calves? You see that?
yeah, they are thick. No, those are. Oh yeah, those are calves. Those aren't thighs.
I would just go for a high power move. High power normal move? Whatever's not ineffective.
I mean, Fury attack's been working pretty well.
Stand on.
What do I have to get to in this episode? I don't know what I'm.
Well, we're gonna try and go another 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, that works for me.
And what route are you on right now?
The one I'm on. I'll check it.
Yeah.
Stop using quick attack.
Did you ever watch that live action Detective Pikachu movie?
Yeah, with
It was good.
yeah, I enjoyed it.
With Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. Like, I really liked, I think they nailed it with live action Pokemon. It worked really well. Movie was okay, but the live action Pokemon aspect of it worked super well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was fun and interesting, and the like concept of what they were doing with like, what were they? They were like making Pokemon really big or something.
Yeah, they were like genetically more. Yeah, they were doing something weird. Who cares about that? But I like the idea of it's just Pokemon hanging out, people hanging out. And
Yeah.
Some Pokemon have weird jobs and stuff. And that was just cool.
The Mr. Mime section was quite funny.
And they had like the battle arena.
Oh yeah, the underground like battles.
Yeah.
Smoke screen. Smoke screen. The user releases a
Dumb.
scaring cloud of smoke ring.
Fuck off. Status effects are dumb. Real people attack every round.
Yeah, keep those old moves. Psyduck.
This is a trainer?
Yeah.
Why doesn't it have the number of balls? Oh, there it is. So some of the screens don't have the number of balls in the top right. I think battle animations it leaves.
It's gotta save the RAM.
That's true.
Suck it, Taurus Hiroko.
Cool. All right, let's check map.
Route 6. I'm heading to Perfume Palace.
Let's get to Perfume Palace, and then over the weekend I've got 3 things you could do. Like I could tell you if you wanted to play over the weekend. Which you'll probably play over the weekend, right? This feels like a good couch game.
Yeah, I've been playing it while watching TV.
Yeah. So I'll give you not what to get to, but a don't go past this,
Okay.
I would say.
Zigzagoon, Pokemon in which you pronounced very wrong that one time.
Yep. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Water Pulse. God, you ever in the shower use your Water Pulse? That's so good.
Yeah, that
Come on,
little
Paul.
emo boy.
Is that his tongue sticking out of his head?
Yeah, probably. I have started watching something else, which I know you're not going to be interested. What? You're tangentially interested. I think you're only interested in this because of how often I talk about it. Which is, I started watching the Netflix documentary series Mr. McMahon, which is about Vince McMahon of WWE fame. It's like a 5-part documentary. It's got interviews with a bunch of people. Each part's like an hour. I've already watched 2.5 parts. It's pretty enthralling. It's good because it's him, but it's also kind of a history of WWE at the same time. But it's a very weird documentary because I don't know if you've been following WWE news in the past couple of years, but basically,
I've been on
basically Vince McMahon had a sex scandal, and he had to resign, and then he came back in as CEO and president. And then the company got sold, and then he got kicked out again. So like that's just over the last like 2 or 3 years. No, sorry, and I forgot. It was like sex scandal. He leaves. There's a weird company takeover. He comes back as part of it. There's another sex scandal. The company gets sold, and the new owners force him out. Like that's all within like 2 or 3 years. The last 2 or 3 years. Reason why I bring that up is. Who the fuck do you think you are, Kyle? You don't know how this shit works. Okay, Ansel Adams. This is a terrible camera mode.
I took a photo.
We've talked about this before, how sometimes in Pokemon games, they'll just be like, fuck it, let's add this mechanic. And it's like half-assed and weird, and you just ignore it.
Listen, I'll get you next time, bud.
So the reason why I bring that up is at the start of this documentary, so they have sit-down interviews with Vince McMahon, which is rare.
Is that where he's doing the meme? Or he's like crying?
Yeah, I think so. I think it is, yeah, because this came out last year, the year before.
That meme.
But it's weird. Like they're pretty open with it at the beginning of the documentary. They're like, hey, we filmed all these interviews with Vince McMahon before the news came out, but the documentary is coming out after the news. So it's like, could you imagine that? Like you're editing this giant documentary with all these people that you've interviewed, and then news starts breaking, and they had to go out and get some additional interviews, but it's not like they can get Vince McMahon to sit down again, you know?
That's wild.
So it's really good for that. It's also a lot of the history is stuff that was not in other documentaries I watched, because it's like history of WWE itself and all these scandals that the wrestling community has tried to like forget or ignore because they make wrestling look bad, but are like serious scandals. Like, for example, there was like legitimately a pedophile ring in the WWE in the 70s and 80s where basically there were 3 executives who would harass some of the wrestlers, but who would also hire teenage boys to like set up and tear down the sets for these stages, and then also like force them into sexual activities that they did not want to do. And I had never heard of that because it's not something that wrestling fans want to talk about because it makes wrestling look bad. And there's like the steroid scandal, and there was a rape accusation against Vince McMahon in the late 80s, and like all this stuff that the documentary is doing a good job of bringing out and showing both sides of it that I just was completely not aware of. But at the same time, it's also going through the history of the league. So a lot of the first 2 episodes were about Hulk Hogan, because Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan basically built the league into what it was compared to all the other wrestling leagues because of how popular Hulk Hogan was. But then there's also these little bits where Jesse Ventura in the 80s was trying to make a union with the wrestlers, because the wrestlers, they're underpaid, they're working like 365 days a year, and he was trying to make a union, and he went to Hulk and he went to a bunch of other wrestlers and was like, hey, I'm gonna have a union meeting and we're gonna talk about it there. And Hulk, like in the interview immediately, he's just like, Vince is my buddy. So I immediately turned around and told him what was happening. And then Vince used that to then pressure everybody to not even go to the meeting. So
awful.
Yeah. So yeah, Drake's got a point though. Every sport has a steroid scandal, because what I didn't realize was steroids were not that illegal. They were much easier to use and they were much more commonplace in the 70s and 80s before like the late 80s. Like that's when the steroid scandal hit. So it's all these weird wrestlers who were like, yeah, we were all using steroids. like there was a couple years transition period where you had to go from like, yeah man, just use steroids, to it suddenly being commonplace to like, no, don't use steroids. And then there was a doctor who was like doing it illegally. So they went through a scandal like that.
I feel like steroids is okay in WWE because, again, not that it's fully fake,
it's not competitive.
They're scripted to some extent. It's not competitive. Yeah, that's the way of putting it.
But there was such a society backlash to steroids in general, and on top of Reagan's war on drugs, that everybody had to crack down on it, whether it made sense or not for steroid use.
That's wild.
Yeah, and WWE got swept up in that, and then like some people were lying, the documentary is making clear that Hulk Hogan's kind of a piece of shit before he got openly racist. Like one of the things he did was like he went on a show and was just like, I've never taken steroids, and all the other wrestlers were immediately just like, that's not fucking true. Like I injected your steroids sometimes into you because you asked me to do it. Yeah, like all these other wrestlers are like, yeah, we used to do steroids, we don't do it anymore. And Hulk was the only one that was like, I never did it. And everybody's like, bullshit. Like Clinton's, I smoked marijuana, but I didn't inhale. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Are you bad at smoking marijuana? Why didn't you inhale?
Yeah. So long story short, we've talked about this before about how I'm not into wrestling. I'm not getting into wrestling. But it's one of those subjects where I'm more than satisfied with a variety of good documentaries about it. And it turns out this is a pretty good documentary so far.
There's a on eBay, I haven't watched for some reason. It's like 1998 WWE tape set, and it's like the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and like a bunch of different things. And I'm like, oh, I should ask. I was thinking of asking Chris because he knows WWE fairly well. Like, oh, what's a good year to buy all the like tapes from? To watch.
Well,
I still need to finish the one we started watching for that watch party.
Oh, that Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Well, I talked about. Part of me wants us to watch the ECW ones, where basically ECW is one of the alternate leagues in the '90s out of Philadelphia, and they were all like extreme, so they would do like crazy shit, and they went out of business after a couple of years. By like 2000 or something. But then in 2005, 2006, WWE put on ECW pay-per-views once a year where they got all the ECW wrestlers back. And it just becomes this wild fucking event where all the ECW wrestlers show up and like they bring back the old announcer at the start and he tears up in the ring. He's like, it's so good to be back. Because think about it, like his whole life was this wrestling league that just imploded. 5 years before. He thinks he's never going to come back, but he gets to come back for like, one more event. But then it's very funny because the pay-per-view was happening in some like small arena in New York. And halfway through the show, WWE guys show up, like they make an event of it. They're like, who's coming through the door? And it's just like 30 WWE wrestlers and an executive, Eric Bischoff. And they like come in the room and they're just like, who fucking let them in here? Who fucking let them in here? And they're doing this big show of like, fuck you, we bought tickets. And they're like going up to their balcony. So the rest of the show is these WWE wrestlers just mocking them from a balcony, being like, fuck ECW. And then, but the crowd's going crazy. And there's this one moment where the crowd just starts chanting for like a minute straight. They're just chanting, you suck dick, you suck dick. And the executive, you could tell like he knows it's like the crowd's serious about it, but the executive's in on the bet. Like he knows he's there to play the heel because he's like the counter company. but there's this moment where you could tell he gets a little too pissed off about it because they're yelling, "You suck dick, and he goes, "Your mother taught me how." Like he just screams it, but the camera's on him, so you can see him yell it, and then I think it ends with all the WWE wrestlers come down into the ring, and then the ECW wrestlers. So it's just like this 30-man fucking mosh pit in the ring of them just like beating the shit out of each other, and then they finally kick all the WWE wrestlers out. Yeah, it's like wrestling. It's called Extreme Championship Wrestling, and it really does feel extreme. Like they're just like, fuck it, we're gonna do all sorts of crazy shit the whole time. And having a full crowd there 5 years after the league died, everybody there is just a diehard fan just loving it, and it was just a crazy like 2.5 hour pay-per-view to watch.
That's crazy. I've heard ECW before. I didn't know it was a different league.
Yeah, because basically I'm just at this point in the documentaries, but late 80s, early 90s, WWE has so many scandals going on, and they're struggling to find their new front runners, and they're mistreating their wrestlers, which they still do, that these two other leagues, WCW, which was from Ted Turner, who owns CNN and TNT and TBS, he likes wrestling for some reason, and so he starts WCW, and WCW is like a TV show. So they're like, when they sign these wrestlers, they're like, hey, we're gonna pay you this amount, and you only have to do like 30 shows a year, versus WWE, which is like, we're barely going to pay you and you're going to do a show every day of the week for the entire year and travel the whole time. Whereas WCW, I think, was in a studio. So basically WCW starts getting popular because they're eating WWE's lunch. Like Hulk Hogan left WWE and went to WCW. And then ECW popped up as well at the same time. Basically, WWE was weak, so these other two leagues were able to pop up. But by like 2001, 2002, both of them had gone bankrupt and kind of rolled into WWE because they just couldn't compete anymore. It's just fascinating history. It's just good storylines, really. I don't want to watch wrestling. I think wrestling's boring. I don't want to follow the day-to-day, but being able to just watch the documentaries and get the good shit is fun. This looks like a fun puzzle.
Oh, okay.
But you just have to chase him towards her then, right?
Yeah. It's towards the top, so I need to go have her wait here now. God, Pokemon. I don't know why Pokemon's worlds are so devoid of anything. Like, I talked to all these people and like, I was thinking maybe there's a side quest or something. No, it's just people saying dumb shit about shit. I caught this guy's fucking dog.
That's a Pokemon.
Yeah, but it's his fucking dog.
It's his Jesus Christ. Freedom Fighters is $1.49 on GOG.
I bought a they released some old Dungeons and Dragons games, and one of them's like a hybrid RTS RPG that I bought today. I haven't played it yet. I still need to finish Rise of Legends. I'm on the final campaign. It's they're like, is it Aztecs? They're like native, not Native American, like South American, like Aztecs, Incan style warriors. Pretty fun.
That's interesting.
It's a good game. Oh, I gotta go to the balcony, see some fireworks. That's a good way to end the stream.
Oh yeah. So you're at Parfum Palace, is that right?
Perfume Palace.
Oh, this is probably supposed to be Versailles.
Yeah.
Outside of Paris. That's my guess. Versailles was nice.
It was nice.
Biggest regret was they have the big Versailles Gardens, and then you could walk around them, or they had like a guy running like a little. It was like a tram, but it was just like a golf cart tram type thing that you could get on, and he would take you to different stops around the garden. Or you could rent your own golf cart for like $30 an hour. I didn't rent the golf cart.
And that was your
Like I
biggest
should have.
regret.
Yeah, could have seen more of the garden. Could have had. I mean, when are you ever gonna be able to say, yeah, I drove a golf cart around Versailles? You know.
It's true. Hey, bitch.
Do you think Napoleon exists in the Pokemon universe?
I hope so.
Me and you.
You know, I never watched fireworks alone with a boy before.
Is there? I mean, there is canonically. I was about to say there's not canonically fucking in Pokemon because we don't know how the children.
It's true. They could come from eggs.
Yeah, you got to take the mom and dad go to a hatchery. You leave them there for a while,
Also, how old are
and
they?
then you get an egg.
She's never watched fireworks with a boy before?
Have you ever watched fireworks with a boy before?
Yeah. Why are we doing fireworks during the
Didn't
day?
know you were gay. Oh.
What is this music? I'm ready for the
I
like.
think I have a
Can you
picture.
feel it in your heart?
Sorry, I just want to look up something. I think I have like an exact picture of that. When did I go to Paris? 2019?
We need the Poke Flute.
2018.
Poke Skin Flute.
The Poke. Oh, I have a picture from like that exact garden.
Wow.
Like from this balcony. I took a
Wow, that's
selfie here.
crazy.
It is crazy. It's got little square.
What are the
gardens.
chances? It's like you had played this game before and decided to take the photo.
Oh, I've also got a picture in front of the Napoleon. Pictured on the horse. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do know. Crossing the Alps.
Sigh, yeah. Big.
Ian played this game in real
I did.
life.
I played
That's
this game in real life. Yeah. I think I am gonna fly into Paris for the Germany trip because it's easier, cheaper, and I'll just drive up to Dunkirk and then over to Germany, to Aachen. So, but I'm not gonna be in Paris.
Let's go wake up Snorlax. I might come back here to. I think there's people I had to fight, but I ain't going. Pretty easy to do in this game. I'm a big fan of this harpsichord music, though. Great instrument, the harpsichord. I don't think the piano deserves its place. I think harpsichord.
No, I think harpsichord has the right place. I want it to be magical when you hear it. If it was too commonplace, I wouldn't like it as much.
This is
It has like a magical sound, you know? It's a very unique sound, and I want it to be unique.
unique up.
It is surprising to me how common the guitar is, though, because the guitar is not easy to play at all. It's really not,
What?
and it's surprising. Yeah, guitar's not easy. You ever played guitar?
A little bit.
It's not
Oh,
easy.
Fuck. What the fuck? Jesus Christ! This guy came out of the grass. No, I wouldn't call it easy, but it's pretty easy to learn. I think if you're learning.
No, it's definitely not. Think about like the chords, right? You gotta literally train your fingers to do the chord positions and to press down hard enough. So it's like build up the calluses, and then you gotta to play notes, right? Whereas versus like a piano, it's press the key. Even something like a trumpet, it's like press one of 3 buttons and then, you know, toot in a specific way. Like,
Yeah,
I think it's hard to play the guitar.
I think it's more accessible
Than what?
than the piano or the trumpet
No. How is the guitar more accessible?
because it's cheap. You get a guitar for like under $100.
Oh, you mean in terms of... Yeah, I could see that. It's accessible to get it, but to play it? No, I think it's... That's just what I mean, is that the guitar is not simple to learn or play, but it's in everything, versus like piano is simple to learn and play, and it's in everything. You know,
I
like
don't
the
know.
level of guitar's hard.
I guess. I mean, I played the ukulele. The guitar's not that much. I think it's easier. From personal experience, I think it'd be easier to learn the guitar
Then what?
than other instruments.
Ah, that's bullshit.
Okay.
But just think about like a single note. Like if you're like, hey, I need you to play an A chord. You know, on a piano, that's what? 2 keys, and you just press 2 keys. Boom, A chord. On a guitar, it's like, no, you gotta contort your fingers into these 3 positions, and then you gotta strum these. Like if you took like a child or somebody who's never played an instrument before and walked them between like, you know, piano and a guitar, and spent 30 seconds showing them what they needed to do to play a chord, they would pick it up immediately on the piano. Immediately. Oh, I just have to press these 2 at the same time? Done. Guitar?
I don't think
Guitar would take a while. I'm not saying the guitar is impossible. I'm just saying it's so much easier to pick up and play
But
the piano.
for piano, you gotta have to learn notes and read music and finger placement and all that sort of stuff.
That's the same. It's the same as guitar.
I know, but I think
those things happen on
guitars,
guitar as well.
You can get away with chords a lot more easily.
But you still have to learn. You still have to learn chord placement and the finger pressure and all that stuff. Whereas on a piano, it's just literally pressing buttons.
So why haven't you learned the piano?
Right noise out. I do know the piano. I'm not very good at it, but I learned it when I was a kid. It's pretty simple. It's actually very simple. I never had lessons. I just kind of taught myself. It's like, oh, that's the scale and that corresponds to these keys. Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, but you're not good at the piano. There's a difference there.
Well, I'm not saying to be good. I'm saying to be able to play, let's say, 3 correct notes / chords in a row. It is way easier for a nobody to do that on a piano. To be able to pick up and do that on a piano than it is guitar.
But to like actually learn an instrument, I think guitar is easy.
No, piano's easier.
I don't.
Think about even chord changes. Like moving your hand from one chord to another on a guitar is much more difficult than a chord change on a piano, because you have to crazy reposition your fingers and repress down and also make sure you're not touching the other strings, etc. But on a piano, it's just like, oh, I touch these 2, and then I move over here and I touch these 3.
Yeah. I mean, I see where you're coming from. I just don't agree. That's fine. Get me out of this.
That's wild. But my point is just that guitar is not pick up and play easy, but it's in so much shit. And it's such a popular instrument. Whereas like piano, I would understand. You know? Like, I know this isn't reality, but in my head, it's always like, oh, the easy shit, the easy pick up and play stuff is going to be the most prevalent. And to a certain extent, trumpet, piano, drums.
I know, but I think the guitar is really easy to pick up and play. Because notes are way easier to play on a guitar than like full chords.
Yeah, but nobody really plays notes on a guitar. It's
but you
rare.
can very easily.
You can, yes, but with guitar, it's all about chords. But even playing a note, unless it's an open note, like one of the open strings, you get down to, hey, this fucking, like 12 by 6 grid, you need to put your finger super hard down on one specific spot of it, hard enough for it to play, but also not touch any of the other strings, and then you need to use your right hand to pluck that specific string out of the 6, but not the others, just to play one note.
Yeah.
Like somebody who's never played a guitar would struggle with that. Whereas piano, you'd be like, oh, you want to play a C? Press this. And they'd press it and be like, yep, there you go.
Yeah, I think... I guess if you boil it down to touching the object to make noise that sounds good, piano is very
That's my
quick.
point. Yeah.
But I think understanding how to play an instrument, I think the guitar is easier than the piano. Like to pick up and play and learn songs and stuff, I think the guitar is easy.
I think you're right about that when you talk about songs, because a lot of songs are super simplified when it comes to guitar. It's usually like 3 chords and a strum pattern.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I can see that. Yes, most songs are less complicated on a guitar versus a piano.
And with a piano, you definitely have to learn to read notes to play a full song.
Yeah, and it's usually the melody. But I don't think that speaks to the difficulty of the instrument at all, though. That's the difficulty of playing a song, not the difficulty of learning the instrument. And my argument is the piano is much easier to learn than a guitar, physically or mentally. Where are you going?
I think drums is probably the easiest to learn. Just hit it once. Easy. Done.
I think you're right, yeah. Because even when it gets to like, 4 beats, hit it every beat, that type of thing, doing it right hand, left hand.
Oh, God.
It's the same thing on a piano. You got to learn to play with both hands, and you got to learn to play in time. So a drum is basically that, but instead of having the full keyboard of notes, you have 8 different notes, depending on hi-hat, timpani, etc.
And trumpet's hard to learn,
Again.
only because you have to know how to buzz your lips. Most people are pretty good at that.
Yeah, most people, that's not intuitive. So, but you kind of get what I'm saying, though. It's like complete nobody, easiest to start is the piano, because you press it and it makes a noise, versus all the others require at least some sort of. Well, I would say piano and drums are about the same. It's like that initial, like, how do I make a correct noise on it? Like that first stepping stone,
Well, cymbals then, probably. Or triangle.
Yeah, triangle's not a musical instrument, though.
It is.
It is, but I would consider that part of, like,
Kettle
if you're
drums?
a percussionist. If you're a percussionist, nobody's a triangle player. They're a percussionist, and they're expected to be able to play
Nobody's
all of them.
It's just rude. Can I catch the Snorlax? I guess I could.
Right.
I'm not a trainer.
Cook.
Just try to paralyze it.
That weird first-person ball throw for no reason.
Well, it's from the trainer.
I think keep trying.
I mean, this whole thing's first person. I mean, this shot's first person, technically.
You think this is first person?
Well, it's the same shot as the ball throw. Ish.
No, do the ball throw again.
But I'm saying, like, it's not
You should
gonna
catch this guy.
cut to it. What do you think I'm
No, it
fucking
cuts-
doing?
Well, you're switching to a different guy
Yeah.
when you should be throwing balls.
I'm paralyzing him.
You think I'm paying attention to this and I know what Pokemon
I
and what
literally
moves?
just said what I was doing.
No, it does cut. When you throw the ball, it cuts to a different
No, I know it cuts, but technically, I think any of this would be construed.
No, see, in my mind, your trainer is like off camera to the left. Like, I don't think this is POV trainer right now.
No, I don't think this is POV trainer either. I'm saying the trainer's not anywhere here.
Yeah, I'm confused because you were saying this is first person, but this is not. That's fucking weird.
But it does that in every Pokemon game.
No.
Isn't it always that way?
Throw from first person? I don't think so. It's definitely not in the earlier, like the 16-bit gens.
Is Ultra Ball worth a lot?
Fuck it. Throw the Ultra Ball.
Try right there.
He's close. He's gonna finish.
You are. Don't use tackle.
Yeah, level 15. I mean, you could try and poison him and then that'll. Because I'm just trying to think of.
I don't want to.
I don't really think you have anything that can reliably reduce health without knocking him out. So yeah.
Yeah, but
Do it.
yeah, I don't want to play.
No, I know. I was just thinking out loud.
Oh, you fucker.
Fuck. I think. Now he's paralyzed. Now Pokeball.
I try netball.
No, that's for bugs.
Water.
Better bug. No, I don't think that has a better chance.
I don't think I'm gonna get this Snorlax.
Fuck! Use your last Pokeball. It's the only way. You gotta commit.
I'll try to kill him. Oh, you fucker.
I feel like that first ball you threw was super deceptive. You know?
I mean,
it made it seem like you were close.
It's a random chance, so could have just gotten farther in the.
I don't think it's a random chance. I think it's a bracket of chances.
But I mean, it counts up and then stops at a certain point.
Yeah. But it's just if that first one lasts long, it makes you think you're in the like 80 to 90% catch range, for example. But in reality, like you're saying, it may have just been lucky and gotten that long, and then it's just deceptive because you could have a much lower percentage, but if that first one gets lucky and lasts a long time, it'll think you have a high percentage catch. Hair cutter.
Yeah. 60, 95, 60.
Maybe that normal?
Oh, but that attack never misses. Yeah.
Okay, so you're
This is good.
you're in Parfume Palace. You are not to go past Ambret Town.
Can I go in Ambret Town?
No, let's leave that for stream, because basically you just unlocked Route 7, I think. So actually, let's check map. I just want to make sure this is lining up.
Oh, my
remember this
fucking
place.
friends. Pokemon daycare.
Yeah, you leave them here and they get better. Oh yeah, and you let them fuck.
Some other time. That's one way to look at it.
Yeah, I don't know. He's from, you know what the Italian Pokemon region's called?
Italy.
No, pasta. So where are you heading towards?
Stillage City. Go Singe.
Wait, so what route are you on right now?
Ambret. I'm on 7. 7 goes to a connecting cave and then Stillage City.
7 connecting cave, Route 8. Where's Route 8?
Down here.
That's Route 8.
So do I not go to Stillage City?
It
Or maybe I
looks
can't
like
get there.
let's do this, because I can't tell if this walkthrough is telling me the correct order or if it's just how it ordered it. Play as much as you want. It's just if you get to a gym, stop.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if you're going to hit the gym right now or if it's going to be in a bit. Because what it's saying was connecting cave and then you head south, Route 8 to Ambret Town. Do
So
stuff
it
down
could be
there
like
and then come back
Stillage
up.
City is like blocked off or something.
Yeah, it could be. So I would say if you want to play over the weekend, that's fine. Just if you get to a gym, that's a stopping point.
Okay.
Before you do the gym.
Okay. Hey, no technical difficulties today, folks. We had a grand total of 0 dropped frames.
I lost power for about 10 minutes, so that happened.
Yeah, but that's fun. We will be back next week with more Pokemon stuff and more other things. I think Tuesday's BeamNG. And then...
Is that what we wanted to do?
I think so.
Because I was going to ask you if we still want to do that, or we could just do open TTD.
I don't
got
want to play
options.
OpenTTD.
How? It's got multiplayer.
I know, but it sounds like the most boring stream game.
Nobody's going to watch.
No, and I'd rather play something.
It's just I don't want to put. I know it's just BeamNG requires you to do work, and I just don't want to put that pressure on you if you don't want to do it.
That's okay. I did work for this, so I'll do work for anything.
Okay.
We'll be
Bam.
back for that and other stuff. Subpixelfilms.com is where you can find all of our delicious content. I'm Will Crosby. That's Ian Gibson at Think Gibson at Hunty70. We'll see you next time, folks. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.